Set in the Atlantic Ocean, midway between North America and Europe, are 9 fascinating islands that make up the Azores archipelago. Discovered in the 15th century by Portuguese navigators on their way to the New World, they're only now being discovered by tourists.
It's still unspoiled. You don't feel that you're going anywhere which has been specifically set up to attract tourists. So it's a good time to come, really.
If there's any truth that the Azores are linked with the legendary Atlantis, then it must lie in their stunning beauty and the volcanic connection. Volcanoes are Mother Nature's way of letting off steam, and here in the islands you can climb them, walk around them, study them, photograph them, explore them, and even descend into them. I visited 4 of the islands in the archipelago: San Miguel, Terceira, Faial and Pico, and along with the magnificent natural volcanic structures, I enjoyed unpolluted air, rare vegetation, and acres of wild flowers in glorious colors. In September, I also found blue lilies and pink belladonnas.
We call them meninas vamos para a escola because they're blooming at this time in the beginning of October. And meninas vamos para a escola, it means more or less it's time to go to school.
On Terceira, farmers' animals are enclosed with ancient stone fences. On Faial, they use hydrangeas.
The hydrangeas were introduced here in the Azores in 19th century. So nowadays it's more or less like the symbol of the Azores. It came from Japan, and due to the weather conditions and the soil, it developed a lot here.
The Azores are so beautiful that it's amazing to think that for over 500 years, the islands have managed to avoid blatant commercialism. There are no towering hotel blocks. But that's not to say you won't find beautiful buildings and history, far from it. The magnificent city gates in Punta Delgado, San Miguel's capital, may be one of a kind, but each island has its town halls, churches, and city squares. The Baroque and Colonial buildings with their colourful tiled roofs and ornate windows were particularly beautiful at sunset. Throughout the archipelago, you're constantly reminded of its volcanic origin. Lush, secluded grottos lie along walking trails, providing hikers with a refreshing break. And in the heart of the Calderas Nature Reserve, a young volcanic cone sits inside a collapsed volcano. Most of the Azorean volcanoes lie dormant, but barely 50 years ago one erupted under the sea, just off the coast of Faial. The moonscape of the volcano dos Capelinhos reveals the danger and the enormous power of these volcanic eruptions. Its fury destroyed the nearby village, the old lighthouse, and many homes that still lie buried. In its death throes, it created a land bridge to Faial. Gas, steam, and water are sometimes so near to the Earth's surface that it provides geothermal electricity. Villagers and hotel restaurants even use the hot soil next to Lagoa das Furnas to cook the traditional cocido.
And it's very hard. Sometimes we go inside of the
Behind this hotel is the exotic Terra Nostra Park, encircling a naturally formed, hot and therapeutic swimming pool, a rich broth of minerals from the heart of the earth. If you're looking for the traditional image of a volcano, you'll find it on Pico.
It's the biggest one in Portugal. It has 2,351 meters. And since 1972, it's considered as a nature reserve.
Sete Cidades on the island of San Miguel would have looked something like this 550 years ago, but the peak collapsed, creating a caldera and the twin lakes of Lagoa Azul and Lagoa Verde. If you're a student of volcanology, you'll find these islands absolutely fascinating. And if you're a lover of nature, you'll be in paradise. For more information, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.